Alright, this is going to be one of the most interesting Splatoon 2 patch videos I've made so far, mostly because this is probably the closest to the actual patch release that I'm doing it in a very long time. Literally, the only reason that this video isn't going to have some gameplay in the background is because the servers are still undergoing maintenance for the update. They just happened to actually release the English patch notes so early. Why not just do it? Unfortunately, this doesn't explain all the new stuff that was added in 4.0, because there's like the new map, there's the new specials and stuff. Some of those have been data mined, and more info about that stuff will probably be data mined in the 4.0 data, so we're only going to talk about the English patch notes here, because that's what you're here for. So, version 4.0.0. I also barely looked at these patch notes, by the way, so these are going to basically be my live reaction to the patch notes. I did try to record a live reaction to the direct. The file got corrupted, so good job me. But this is the closest to a live reaction from this you're going to get. Anyway, changes to Splatfests. Splatfest battles will now be divided into two categories, normal and pro. Normal can be played solo or as a team of up to 4 friends. Playing with fewer than 4 will add the appropriate number of other players to your team. When you select continue or change gear and continue, you can continue on to the next battle with the same team, that's good. Points for turfing by individual players are added to the points earned by the team for winning a battle, resulting in a value known as clout. And the side with the most clout at the end of a Splatfest is the winner. So Splatfests are now point-based, and we don't know if popularity and win percentage factors in anymore, but they're now point-based. If you're a member of the competitive Splatoon community, you're laughing your ass off at the fact that they use the word clout for that, because that's been a meme. The clout goggles are a thing, so that's pretty funny. Clout is not added for battles between the same side, that makes sense. If the combination of visual look and type of all 4 teammates, gear and weapons meet certain conditions, a synergy bonus is triggered and you can receive more Splatfest points or clout points when you win. Teams that meet these conditions are awarded a special team name which is displayed at the start of the battle. Okay, so it's cool that you can get multipliers on your stuff. That's fine. I like that. It's kind of unfortunate that there's no real description of, like, what different teams would work. Obviously, again, the data miners are just going to, like, find it, because, you know, that makes sense. So I'm probably just going to be referring to that list whenever that comes out. They did show off, like, maybe 1 or 2 in the direct, so you could use that as a starting point, but it's probably just, like, something related to weapon class, something related to all wearing the same piece of gear or something. I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting way to add multipliers. Obviously, that's only going to work when you're playing with a team of 4, so I don't know. I guess it's to encourage you to play with your friends instead of being solo warriors. When you're on a winning streak, you're more likely to match with other teams on a winning streak. Okay, so it's better matchmaking, basically. But then you've got Splatfest Battle Pro. This category is closer to what you've experienced when battling solo in previous Splatfests. Players join battles on their own and seek to increase their Splatfest power while putting their raw turf war skills to the test. When you win in a battle, you increase your own Splatfest power and receive clout equal to the opposing team's approximate Splatfest power. The side with the most clout when the Splatfest concludes wins. Okay, so that explains it then. The 3 categories are now going to be popularity, clout from normal, and clout from pro matches, basically replacing the 2 win things. So that's pretty cool. I actually like that. They're keeping the same format, but evolving it into something slightly better. Battle participants are chosen from players as close in power as possible, so regular matchmaking was slightly better, and the top 100 players in their Splatfest power rankings will be displayed on the Splatfest 100 list, so business as usual. Other changes. Continuing to earn experience even after a Splatfest T is at max level will earn players a random ability chunk every time they pass a certain point. So that's pretty nice. You basically get free chunks for grinding out your Splatfest rank too, because you're going to get the shirt completed before you get your max Splatfest rank, so that's nice. It's free stuff, so we take those. 10 times battles and 100 times battles will now occur randomly, earning players on the winning team a huge boost of clout for their side. When a friend wins a 10 times battle or someone somewhere wins a 100 times battle, that information will be displayed on the lobby screen or the signboard in Inkopolis Square. The amount of Splatfest power does not increase in these battles, but it's just random huge boosts to clout, so that's kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. It's just basically a way to keep you on your toes and that kind of thing. Interestingly enough, the trailer did specifically show a 3v3 battle, or at least 3 players in a pro times 100 Splatfest battle, but it doesn't specifically say 3-on-3 here, so that might have just been something for the purpose of the Direct. Changes to multiplayer. Layout and terrain of certain stages has been modified. Starfish main stage. It just says change terrain in all modes. This is the reason that it went under construction and you couldn't access it at all for a while, so that's the big change. Snapper Canal got a slope in Rainmaker and adjusted placement of things near the spawn point, as well as the same slope in Clamblitz, whereas Piranha Pit, in case you can't tell, I'm just a little bit frazzled over the Direct, and I'm tired, and I'm upset that I'm not going to actually get to play Torna until tomorrow, so yay. Plus I've actually also got to make a patch review on the Xenoblade 2 patch 2.0, so yeah, it's more time I get to not play Torna. Anyway, Piranha Pit changed terrain in Rainmaker, added obstacles, and changed placement of terrain throughout the stage. We got some main weapon changes. 52 and 52 Deco extended distance at which max damage can be dealt by roughly 14% without changing firing distance. So it's basically, it hurts better from a longer range, effectively. Both 96s paint better by 20%, so I'm going to have a lot of fun with that in case you can't tell. Both Luna Blasters increased the walking speed while not shooting, and the speed of movement in squid form to be like that of the Sploosh or Splattershot Jr. So it's basically a mobility buff. All versions of the Slosher reduced maximum damage when hitting a target with the base of the ink from 70 to 50. Vanilla Slosher is dead. That's basically it. It's unfortunate, but it's not going to be good anymore. Bloblobber increased ink consumption by 14%, reduced damage dealt to Rainmaker Barrier by 14%, reduced damage dealt to Barella Shields by 20%, and reduced damage dealt to Splash Walls by 20%. It's about the nerf it needed, so we take those. Not really complaining about that. So, yeah, that's fine. It is what it is. People were complaining about Bloblobber at one point, but then they kind of finally figured out how to get around it. So they did nerf it anyway, because brand new weapons are always a little broken, and that's a reasonable and fair nerf. All versions of Vanilla Dualies increased ink consumption from 6% to 9%, nice, of your ink tank for each dodge roll. That's a small nerf. That's not going to bother me too much since I always run ink recovery on Dualies anyway. Ink Mine got a buff. When 2 ink mines are placed in a stage and the third is placed, the first explodes rather than disappearing. So, remote detonated ink mines. That's really great. Explosions now deal 45 damage to a player at extremely close range and 35 damage in all other instances. I don't remember what their original damage was, so I'm going to just Google Splatoon Wiki Ink Mine and see what their original damage was. Let's see. Okay, so they actually got a damage buff. It's 10 points for direct hit and 15 points for an indirect, so that's actually really nice. They do more damage while also being remotely detonatable. You can't, like, one-shot stuff, so we take those. It's better, and I like that. I like this change. Ink Mine isn't trash anymore. Inkjet reduced active time by half a second. That's good. Inkjet's not bad now. Now, Stingray now blocked not only by the opponent's spawn point barrier, but also by the barrier of the user's spawn point as well. I don't know what that means. I guess you just can't shoot through your own spawn point, like diagonally, since using it already pushes you out of your spawn. Although, I guess now you can't shoot for that little bit that you're in it too, so it's a slight nerf, but it didn't really matter. People know how to get around Stingray now, so it's not too big a deal. Special points for a few weapons were changed. Rapid Blaster got a 10-point buff. Neo Splash got a 10-point nerf. Firefin Charger got a 10-point nerf. Firefin Splatterscope got a 10-point nerf. Explosion got a 10-point nerf. Custom Dual Squelcher. It says Custom Dual Squelcher. It should be Custom Dual Squelchers, but since when have the English patch notes ever been correct? Got a 10-point nerf, and Tentabrilla got a 10-point nerf, so not too big a deal all around there. Tons of bug fixes. Adjusted the coloring of display elements in certain ranked battle modes, which previously obscured on-screen numbers depending on ink color. Adjusted character posture so the direction ink shoots matches the direction the weapon is pointed when firing in midair with shooters and dualies. It's a visual change only, so it just makes it look like the gun is shooting in the way it's supposed to be shooting. So that's nice. Fix an issue causing the sound effect for destroying an opponent's umbrella to play multiple times if your connection is bad. Yeah, nice not dedicated servers you got there, Nintendo. Connections are still going to be bad. Fix an issue with certain chargers causing slightly more ink than intended to be consumed when firing a fully charged shot after charging while midair. I'm going to skim the rest of these bug fixes. Super jump landing markers that fell off the stage would be broken. Fix that. Curling bombs now damage splash walls always. There's blob blobber bug fix. There was a special weapon animation not working, fixed. Inkjet shots not exploding was fixed. Inkjet users dying incorrectly was fixed. An ink armor bug was fixed. Tentamissile bug was fixed. Roller charger bug fixed. You could just go and read the actual patch notes yourselves. A few Clan Blitz bugs, and a few stage-specific bugs, mostly with Snapper Canal, but Triggerfish got a couple, Walleye got one, Morai got one, Piranha got one, Wahoo got one, and Anchovy got one. Salmon Run apparently got a big buff. I only just heard about this. Increased the number of eggs that appear after defeating a griller from 3 to 5. That's actually really nice. Rank can now be reset to Professional 40 when visiting Grizzco once title and rank have reached 100 or higher. Okay. After failing a Salmon Run job, your numeric rank will decrease half the amount it normally would if you were either playing with less than a full crew, or a teammate other than you did bad. So basically, if you carry, your rank doesn't go down as much, which is nice. The background music playing during a regular enemy wave will now change when players use a certain combination of supplied weapons. So, new Salmon Run music, it's always nice. We did hear new music in the trailer for 4.0, so presumably we're also getting new stage music. Well, we take those. Players can now earn more than 99999 Grizzco points during a single session of Salmon Run. Who plays Salmon Run that much? It's now possible to set hazard level to 200 right from the start when playing at the shoal. Okay. Added 2 new weapons to choose from when playing at the shoal. Please just let people pick when they're doing that. Like, at some point you gotta do that. And then everything else is bug fixes. Spectator mode got a huge buff. I just saw commentators on Twitter talking about how good this is, so apparently it's really nice. Player icons in the upper portion of the screen will now display the following information: combined KA, number of specials used, and current special gauge amount. And you could press the minus button to toggle that on or off. It's now possible to zoom further out on certain stages with a top-down camera. Added an automatic spectator camera that will switch between players automatically. There's a plus button related thing for a tutorial on that. Fix an issue causing the animation shown in spectator mode to appear differerly than on the player's screen when damaging the Rainmaker barrier at the bubble or an ink storm. And slightly extended the range of camera movement on Black Belly Clan Blitz. So, that is a huge buff to spectator mode, and I really like that. Great thing for commentators. You can actually see more details about who's doing good and all that kind of thing, so I really like this. Competitive might be dying, but hey, this just makes the competitive we get still cooler. Single player and Octo expansion both got some bug fixes. Other changes: when players choose to change gear and continue and are selecting gear in between regular and Splatfest battles, a sound effect will now play, notifying them when time is running out. When viewing the friend list, a sound effect will now play, notifying you when a friend becomes available to play with. Fixed an issue, and okay, everything else is bug fixes. So, all in all, this is actually a really nice patch. There are some things that I would have liked them to do more with, but I'm pretty sure the amount of content that's going to be rolling out in 4.0, especially including at least 4 new weapons tonight, is still going to make it a very worthwhile game to play through the rest of the year. Unfortunately, you're not going to be seeing much more competitive Splatoon content out of me for a little bit still, because, you know, Torna comes out tomorrow, but I'm taking what I can get. This is still a very nice patch, and I'm glad it came out. I'm glad Splatoon 2 is still getting supported, so yeah, I'm not really complaining too much about this patch. Hopefully they're going to keep more bug fixes going, and maybe do some balance stuff like over time and in the future. But really, as long as Splatfests keep going, it shouldn't be too big a deal. But until next time, this is Luxin signing off. Tomorrow, you're going to probably see a Torna patch review, and then you're not going to see anything from me until I beat Torna, basically. So, see you next video!